Making his way into the ring is the man whom Americans have dubbed the Prince Nassim of Australia, former Australian cruiserweight professional boxing champion and star kickboxer Sam Soliman. While Soliman is hoping to launch his professional boxing career abroad, but first of all he has to take care of Fogas here tonight. Fogas is the man whom we saw make a stunning kickboxing debut here on Fox Sports in April. Tonight, however, Marty Fogas is leaving his kicks at home to fight boxing against former Australian professional cruiserweight champ Sam Soliman. This actually is a super middleweight contest and it should be a ripper, Mark.
Well, it certainly should, Michael. Contrast of styles, I suppose, in a little bit of the way where Sammy Soliman is going to be light on his feet and moving around fairly slickly. Marty Fogas is going to want to bail him up on the ropes and possibly go to work with some big body shots and work in close with the uppercuts, etc. But Soliman's been over at Boston fighting for 3 months, fighting as a middleweight, in fact, at his natural weight, and he's done well for himself. And Fogas is going to want to somewhat stifle his career back in the States here tonight.
Let's go to our ring announcer, Howard Lee.
Okay, thank you, Michael. And the hammer, Fox Sports, covering all of tonight's action. Watch out for the show in early June. Now the Galaxy's gone. Watch out on Fox Sports, Foxtel, for a replay of tonight's big clash at the Crown. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Amanda the Cannon Buchanan, the stablemate of Sam Soliman at ringside, Australia's inaugural women's champion, Amanda the Cannon Buchanan. Ladies and gentlemen, we're stepping up now to professional cruiserweight boxing. Scheduled for 8 rounds. Ladies and gentlemen, your referee in charge of the action, Malcolm Mulder, judges Bryce Whistle, Chris Anderson, and Mr. Gus Mercurio. Congratulations, Gus. The launch here at the casino of his new boxing book, Boxing. And Gus is off to Queensland to complete the Flipper Series. He'll be away for many months. Good luck, Gus. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome on my right, he was occupying the blue corner, David Mack, Underworld Gymnasium, in kickboxing, 24 matches, 20 wins, 5 championships. He then turned professional boxing. He's just back from America in his second pro fight. Won the Cruiserweight Championship of Australia. Scaling 76 kilograms from Aspinall, Victoria, the Cinderella Man in red and black, King Sam Soliman. In the red corner, Mr. Tarek Sonic's Braveheart Gymnasium, a great family of boxers. Hungarian champion George Fogas, Australian welterweight champion Attila Fogas, the man who beat Lester Ellis to win that welterweight championship 6 years ago. From the mighty town of Broadmeadows, Eddie McGuire territory. Would you welcome the ladies and gentlemen standing 80 kilograms, 2 black trunks, Fireball Marty Fogas. 8 rounds, Malcolm Mulder, professional boxing. It's Marty Security in the Panato, sponsoring this bout.
Welcome to Center Ring, gentlemen. You've had your rules in the dressing room. Just to remind you, good, clean fight. Obey my instructions at all times. Good luck to both you fighters. May the best man win. Shake hands, fight. I'm on Friday at the bell. Okay? Good.
We are ready for the first round of action. Boxing fight, super middleweight, between Marty Fogas out of the red corner and Sam Soliman out of the blue corner.
There you go. Box.
Well, this should be something very special indeed. A little bit of a change of atmosphere here. And Tarak Solak, as he said earlier on, incorporating boxing, kickboxing and Muay Thai into tonight's big program. Sam Soliman, still new in his boxing career. His biggest scalp so far was claiming that of Mark Bajero. Figueroa hadn't been beaten for 4 years, and he thought it'd be an easy fight. Soliman took the fight on short notice and had different ideas. Ended up winning the contest by a decision. And there was somewhat of a revenge factor in that fight on that night. Figueroa had knocked out Mick Marshall earlier in his career, and Sam had Marshall in his corner on that night and wanted to avenge that loss, and he certainly did. Of course, Mark, Sam returning from America only recently. They dubbed him the Prince Nassim of Australia over there in America because of the way he moves, as he did in his kickboxing career.
Well, certainly Sam Soliman's a very flashy and showy fighter. But against Marty Fogas here tonight, Marty's no slouch. He's very switched on, of course, and having fine-tuned his skills with his brother Attila Fogas, you can bet that Marty's going to have a nice little game plan ready for Sammy here tonight.
Really a clash of styles. A hardcore slugger, Marty Fogas, a power fighter, against a real mover in Sam Soliman. Sam just sticking him there with the left hand.
Both fighters showing a great range of technique. They're going for the headshot, head jab, body right cross, and working it quite well, landing a few good solid body shots at both boys in the first round.
Keep looking.
Almost 2 minutes down in this round.
Don't hang in there.
There's him for the first round of action, Mark the Hammer. I like what I'm seeing so far.
Well, yep, a good even start, and a slightly different pace than the kickboxing. Obviously, they're having a good look at each other and just seeing what the other has. The third man in the ring is, of course, Malcolm Bullner. He's a very experienced boxing and kickboxing referee, and he's going to have these boys keeping honest all the way through. Connecting punches in that round, Marty Fogas 13, Sammy Soliman 17. So despite what I was thinking, Soliman had landed a lot more clean punches. But the boys just moving well at this stage. They're fighting at range, as you can see there. They're not really getting in too close and working the body at this stage. And when they do get in, they're just tying each other up and then going for the break.
Box. Let's rumble in the second round of action. Sam Soliman comes out smiling. Marty Fogas comes out charging.
Get on free. Break.
Soliman fighting at his natural weight tonight, super middleweight. Of course, in his second professional fight, he fought Peter Kinsella on short notice up in Queensland, gave away 11 kilos to Kinsella, and won the Australian Cruiserweight professional title by knockout in the 12th round.
This is, in fact, a Cruiserweight bout.
Don't hang in there.
So Soliman fighting at a higher weight here tonight. Not what he was fighting at in the States. And Marty Fogas, of course, looking comfortable at that weight as well. He's had to come up a little from his last kickboxing bout. But both of these boys are proficient kickboxers. They've just decided to leave their kicks at home and show the crowd that they can box with the best of them.
Of course, his last kickboxing fight featured in International Kickboxer magazine. Marty Fogas did a demolition job on Stuart Ritchie, another former boxer. And Sam Soliman, only a couple of losses in his professional boxing career. One to Kevin Kelly, the Commonwealth champion, and the other is when he lost his Australian title to Adrian Berlin. But as we said earlier on, hoping to head overseas very soon and forge a career fighting out of Detroit in America.
Having a look at Marty Fogas into the ring in his previous kickboxing bout. Hopped in the ring, did the full splits. Something very hard to achieve. So Marty's certainly got the flexibility. And Sammy Soliman, who can just about throw any kick you like, from a spinning hook kick to a whole gamut of roundhouse kicks. So these boys are true ring athletes, and they can take their kicks out and box with the best of them.
You can't question the pedigree of Marty Fogas. His father, George, and his brother, Attila, both former professional boxers. There's the end of the second round of action, Mark the Hammer.
Well, Sammy Soliman once again working his jab quite well. He gets his body very side on. It throws that jab right in, gives him that little bit of extra reach. Marty Fogas preferring to be a little bit more straight across in the shoulders. And we have a look at how these boys were moving in the second round. Fogas covering as Soliman shoots from range and then closes the gap, slipping those hooks. Nice, neat slipping from Sam Soliman. He stands back and has a look at it. Have a look at his face. He's fairly relaxed fighter, Sam Soliman. Doesn't grit his teeth too much. He's pretty much at home in there and just basically has a good time. The work rate in that second round, 22 scoring punches to Fogas, 12 to Soliman. So Fogas certainly putting the foot on the old accelerator and going for it.
Triple A stars, Richard Duclos and Triple F, Bruce Stars.
Right, time out. Stay there. Wipe the corner. Step this side. Step this side. Okay, box.
Into the third round of action. Some mind games going on between the two fighters in the last round. Sam Soliman, his usual taunting style, inviting Marty Fogas in.
Just correcting some of those stats in that the last round. The cards I handed the wrong way around. It's actually...
Sammy Soliman on that occasion connected with the right hand, dropped Marty Fogas down to his knees, and Malcolm Buller applying the count. Marty Fogas says he's okay to go on.
As I said before that count, 22 scoring to Soliman and 12 to Fogas.
Don't hang in there. Don't hang in there. Keep blocking. Don't hold. Break. No punch. Okay, break clean. Don't hang in there. Keep walking.
A very important fight in the career of Sam Soliman. Talking to him early this week, he said that he came back from America, the American experience, with one win over there, but a much more powerful fighter. And we saw proof of that in that knockdown of Marty Fogas just recently.
We'll have a look how low Soliman holds his hands. He's shooting from the hip. Certainly mimicking, of course, Nassim, but Soliman's always been like that, and like that. With the shuffle and the hands low from his very first fight. That's the way he started, and he hasn't changed. He's not copying anyone. Soliman has always fought.
Interestingly, Marty Fogas turned professional as a boxer when he was only 18. Couldn't find enough fights, so he took a 10-year break, came back into kickboxing, and now he's returned to boxing yet again.
Don't hang in there. Keep looking. Come on.
Some close-in work there from Sammy Soliman. Comes away with a nice left hook. Caught him well.
Don't hold.
Soliman firing that right hand as Fogas moved in.
Keep walking.
Just catching Fogas.
Back.
Well, it was a strike at the end of the round there, Martha Hammer.
Well, they just really let it all go there towards the end of that round. Have a look at Sammy Soliman. He's still quite composed, and he's loving it. He really likes to fight, this boy, and he gets in the ring and just about has a good time. Marty Fogas, he's a strong customer, and you can bet when he lands those punches that Soliman really feels it. There you see Fogas just short with a jab. Soliman trying to work in the rips, and he keeps working. He's like a little terrier. As Fogas went after him, just dropped his guard, and Sammy picked him off there on the way in with that hook, dropping Fogas to one knee. But probably a little bit overzealous was Marty Fogas.
Give it to him. You got to punch it out. Give it him. Okay, give it to you. You give it back. He caught sometimes
professional boxing, cruiserweights, Sam Soliman,
punch it out. Punch it out.
Marty Fogas, in the red. Seconds out, round 4. Scheduled for 8.
Stay there, Sam. Stay in your corner. Stay there. Right, foot, box.
Into the fourth round of action. Fogas comes leading up with that left hand.
Get his arms free. Keep walking. Come on. Get his arms free. Right,
working in close again as they ended up at the end of the last round.
Box.
Nice connecting straight right hand there by Marty Fogas. Sam Soliman, as slippery as an eel, is hard to catch.
Box.
Leads him with the left, fires him with the right uppercut. Didn't quite find the mark. Fogas was well guarded up against it. Came over the top with the big right hand of his own.
Keep walking. Break.
Well, you can see the sweat fly off the brow of Marty Fogas as Soliman connected with that right hand. He's packing a fair bit of power here tonight, Sam Soliman. Never renowned as a knockout fighter, as a kickboxer. Tended to go the distance and really demoralise his opponents by way of his superb movement and superb technique.
Soliman slipping in with those good straight jabs to the body, as well as leading in well to the head. He's got a long stance, fires that right hand wildly into Fogas.
Don't hang in there. Don't hang in there.
Some excellent evasion there from Sam Soliman, just connecting again with the left hook and dancing out of the way of Fogas's reply.
Break. Don't punch. You're holding. Both holding. Right, box.
Soliman leading with the right hand on that occasion.
Fogas's corner yelling for him to combine and work up on the combinations onto Soliman. Don't stand there and give him time to tick off on you and pile up their points.
Nice short left hand by Soliman, connecting to the side of the jaw of Fogas. Trying to catch him with a short right uppercut.
Break.
Just ripping that left hand to the body, then trying to come over the top with the right.
Box.
Fogas a little flat-footed at this stage, whereas Sam Soliman still has a lot of spring in his feet.
Keep working. Watch your shoulders. Right. Come on, keep working.
Well, I think you could probably take Sammy Soliman 12 rounds and he'd still have plenty of spring left, wouldn't he, Mark? End of the fourth round of action. How do you like that one, Mark?
Well, that was another good round from Sam Soliman. He's starting to really kick in now. His hand combinations are really sharp, firing in. Obviously, he's got that very unorthodox way of firing him from the hip, but nevertheless, if it works for you, use it, and that's exactly what Sammy Soliman's doing. See the fighters here just trading jabs. Fogas marching in, always pushing up on Soliman. Soliman firing punches on the back foot, which is a very hard thing to do. You have to be a fairly accomplished fighter to throw punches with power while you're backpedaling. But Sammy Soliman's managing to do that quite easily with the statistics of 27 connecting head and body shots in that round to Fogas only 16.
Seconds out, round 5.
Get the water off this. Okay, stay in your corner. Right, box.
We're rock and rolling into the fifth round of action. Sam Soliman just connecting with that left hand. Taunting Marty Fogas again.
Don't hang in there.
Fogas just trying to wade in with the straight left.
Get up.
Soliman just too quick for him.
Right, break it up, don't punch. Break it up. Okay.
Sammy Soliman's coming out in this round to put on a bit of a show. Still got lots of juice left.
Nice left hand there from Sam Soliman. Caught Fogas, seemed to infuriate him.
Don't hang in there, keep working.
Fogas, short left hook. Soliman just got out of dodge by moving backwards.
Right. Break it up. Don't punch. Box.
And Sam's trainer, the living legend Dave Hedgecock, in between rounds, telling Sam to keep the work rate up nice and high. Fogas goes swinging with the left hand. Couldn't catch Soliman on that occasion.
Don't hold.
A tie up in the centre of the ring.
Fogas's corner yelling for him to switch.
Okay, break it up.
Go
Break it up.
southpaw. But just not a quick enough switch from Fogas. As Soliman heard it and seen it coming. Didn't really faze him at all.
Box.
Soliman, nice body shot with the left hand.
Great solid body shot there from Soliman. Really powered in with the shoulder.
Rocked him with the lead right.
Okay, break it up. Step back.
Marty Fogas taking a few knocks in this round so far.
Right, box.
Only about 10 seconds remaining in the round. Fogas looking worse for wear.
You see him switching back again, Fogas.
Watch your head.
The right hand over the top and a short right uppercut by Sammy Soliman to end the round.
Well, Soliman just rolling those punches in on Fogas. And what a great bout this is turning out to be. Soliman is as cool as you'd like and keeping right on his game plan. Fogas looking a little tired on the other hand and probably a little frustrated by Sammy's unorthodox fighting. There you see Sammy just throwing that lead left out and just ducking and weaving You've got to admire the boy's agility. And when he gets in tight, he clenches in close and works Fogas's body as best he can. Fogas a little frustrated, I feel, in that round, and probably a little flat-footed. It's 16 to 34. Marty to Soliman. So Soliman certainly still dominating with the clean connecting shots.
Seconds out.
Doing them from all ranges, out long and in close. Soliman's putting it all together well.
Okay, I'll get it clean up.
Can you get somebody clean the corner, too?
Stay there. Okay, box.
Let's rumble in the 6th round of action. Soliman opening up with that left.
Break, don't punch.
Soliman really powers up with that lead left hook. Throws his hip and shoulder right into that. That's a great form.
Soliman just getting out of the way, then coming in with the uppercut off the right hand.
Keep the head up, Sam. Keep the head up.
Caught him there with a nice right hand to the side of the head. Fogas wants to stay in close and try to work the body.
It's interesting when Sammy ducks his face down that low that Fogas isn't trying to catch him with any uppercuts, preferring rather to go for the straight punching and the hooks. But certainly when Sammy ducks his face down, the lead left uppercut could be the order of the day, but it's easy for me to say it from out here. It's a lot harder to do when you're in there.
1 minute down in the 6th round. Sam Soliman connecting with a nice straight right. Just inviting Marty Fogas in again.
Break.
Ties Fogas up. And Malcolm Bullner there to separate both men, keep it nice and clean. Doing a good job so far. Leading off that right hand again, Sam Soliman.
Don't hang in there. Keep walking. Come on, keep walking.
Good connection there from Fogas off the left hand.
Okay.
Just took Soliman back a step. So you see Marty Fogas is keeping his hands up very tight. Soliman coming around that guard and connecting with those hooks. Fogas having his hands right up in front of his face. Soliman preferring to work around the sides and hit him at the side of the ear and around the ribs and into the body.
Keep walking.
Soliman's body shots have been particularly impressive tonight. Oh, fires off that right uppercut. End of the great 6th round there for Sam Soliman.
Sam Soliman is having an absolute ball out there. Take nothing away from Marty Fogas, though. He's pushing up and being a formidable opponent. But, unfortunately, the stats show Sam 19 connecting to 10 Fogas in that round. So Soliman continues to dominate each round of this fight with a superior work rate with connecting punches. Soliman just working that hook and cross cleanly. Fogas throwing the uppercut, but not really enough power behind it. More of an arm movement rather than the hip and shoulder uppercut really powering up, just more or less coming off the hands as the fighters tie up. But Soliman certainly powering up on all of his techniques.
Seconds out. Round 7.
Stay in your corner, Sam. Stay in your corner. Okay, stay there. Somebody clean that ring. Get the water off that ring. Are they going to slip? Okay, box.
We're into the 7th round. Oh, Soliman connecting nicely with that left hook. Sweat flying off the brow of Marty Fogas, but Fogas opens up like the house on fire. Fogas trying to stay in nice and close. Working the body shots for Soliman. He's taking it well for Soliman in the 7th round. And the crowd really enjoying it.
Don't punch.
Well, Fogas has come out like a charging bull in this round. Determination. There's a look on his face, and he's intending to push right up on Sammy Soliman and try and cut him off.
Step back.
Well, great intestinal fortitude being shown by Marty Fogas. Wades in with the right hand.
Give me gloves, give me gloves, give me gloves. Okay, box.
Oh, Soliman, there's that body shot with the left. Then goes for the right uppercut.
Come on, get free, get free.
Really got to appreciate the way that Soliman powers in on that body shot. He really gets his shoulder and hip right into those in-close techniques. Excellent, excellent body pivot from Soliman when he's in close and at range.
Calls from Marty Fogas' corner to keep punching and keep his work rate up. Sam Soliman just inviting him in again. Oh, beautiful 1-2 combination there from Soliman.
Very slick and quick mover is Sammy Soliman. Fogas started well, and he's spent his pennies maybe in this round. But it's always hard to hit someone like Soliman, because when you're unloading, he's always on the back foot, moving out of range, and somewhat nullifying the power that's coming from your left and right hand.
In the dying seconds of this round, there it is, the bell to the 7th round of action, Mark the Hammer. I like this fight.
Well, certainly a great even matchup by Tarek Solak here tonight. This is a great exhibition of technical boxing skill, something that everyone at home would have to be appreciating. See Sammy there just ripping those hooks in on Fogas. Fogas powering up, just biting the bullet and going for it. And Soliman just locking in and trying to nullify Fogas's power by just crowding him. In and out is Soliman's plan of attack. He's a fighter with an extreme complexity of ranges, and he's not afraid to use them to confound his opponent.
3 or 4 you're going to do. Give me Vaseline. You can do 1 super round. Look at me. You can do that, can't you? But do not walk in without punching. If you walk in without punching, you're going to get hit. See what I said? Don't walk in without punching. Okay? You made us proud. You're putting up a good fucking fight. Just a little bit more work. Just a little bit more work. Order.
Second round, 8th and final round.
The 8th and final round of action. It's been an absolute classic matchup so far. And some very heated words from Tarek Solak over in the corner of Marty Fogas between rounds, telling him if you're going to start it strong, Marty, you've got to bring it home strong as well.
Well, short of a knockout, I'd say Sammy Soliman would have to have piled up a few points on the judges' card. So Fogas is really going to have to look at taking him out in the final round if he's to salvage a win here.
And look at the way Sam Soliman continues to move in the 8th and final round. Looking as fresh as he did in the first round. Marty Fogas, a brooding fighter. Sammy just firing out the right uppercut, followed by the left.
Right, break it up, don't punch. Step back, step back. Box.
You can hear Marty Fogas' corner telling him to bring it home strongly now.
It's easy to say, a little bit harder to do, Michael, when you're fighting someone as slick as Sammy Soliman. He's not going to stand there and let you tick off on him. He's going to move around and use that superior footwork of his.
Marty Fogas, he's got that right hand cocked and ready, and there he unleashed it.
And Soliman just smiling at that. That's got to be demoralising for you.
Both these fighters have given it their all. Soliman just glancing the jaw with that left hook. And Marty Fogas returning the taunts, waiting in there with the right uppercut. It came close but no cigar against the evasive Sam Soliman.
Fogas putting up a brave front here. Certainly taking it up to Soliman, but Soliman a little too slick. As we see him backing off once again. And firing punches as he moves away. Spins off Fogas.
Well, there's the end of the 8th and final round of action. Mark the Hammer, I tell you what, that's a superb boxing bout.
Certainly is, Michael. That's a great exhibition of boxing skill. Very much a contrast of style. Fogas a lot more straight up, walk-up fighter, good powerful shoulders. But Sammy Soliman, as slick as you like, he's throwing punches from all angles with great power. 21 connecting punches in that round to Fogas 11, and that pretty much sums up the story of that fight. As you see, Sammy smiling, happy to be in there. He loves it. And certainly a boy with a big future is Sammy Soliman, with the legend Dave Hitchcock in his corner. These guys can do anything.
Dave Hitchcock, Tarek, and Marty Fogas. Ladies and gentlemen, show your appreciation for King Sam Soliman and Fireball Marty Fogas. Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of cruiserweight boxing, unanimous points winner, blue corner, King Sam Soliman.
Well, there you have the decision, a unanimous one to Sam Soliman. I don't think there was ever any doubt about it.
Well, I'd have to say I'd agree wholeheartedly with that, but nevertheless, a great brave-heart effort from Marty Fogas.
And an excellent victory there for Sam Soliman over Marty Fogas. And we wish Sam Soliman all the very best from myself, the Hammer and all here at Fox Sports, as Sammy prepares to head over to the USA to forge his boxing career. From myself, Michael Chavallo, and Mark the Hammer Castanini, thank you for joining us ringside. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's kickboxing and boxing action here on Fox Sports. We look forward to the pleasure of your company again soon.